Hello everyone and welcome back to Frontend Pathsala. In today's tutorial, we are going to build a model pop-up in ReactJS using Bootstrap. We'll start by creating a dynamic table that displays school year along with status. The status button will change its color using conditional rendering. Next, we'll add an edit icon. When you click on it, a model pop-up will open showing the details of the selected row. Inside the model, we'll also have a close icon or cancel button and an update button. Clicking on cancel or close icon will simply close the pop-up. So that's the quick overview of what we will be building in this session. Without any further delay, let's dive right into the video. Let's begin by setting up a new React project. In Visual Studio Code, open the terminal and run the command npx create React app React Modal. Once the setup is complete, navigate into the project folder, cd React Modal and start the development server by giving the command npm start. Great, our app is now up and running. Next, we'll bring in Bootstrap for styling. Head over to React Bootstrap documentation, go to Get Started and copy the installation command. Open a new terminal inside React Modal folder. Paste the command to install Bootstrap and React Bootstrap. After installation, go to app.js file inside source folder and import the Bootstrap CSS. This ensures that Bootstrap's default styles are applied across our app. Now let's get rid of this default code and let's add a heading, school year status. So let's add some spacing on the top. We'll give style is equals to margin top 20 px. Now to give you a preview, I'm running another project locally and here you can see the table we are about to build. Let's go ahead and start creating a similar table. First, let's add the table component. Inside the table, we'll create a t-head and a t-body. In the t-head, add a row tr with 3 column headers th, school year, status and action. Let's check in the browser. It says table is not defined. That's because we haven't imported the table component yet. So let's import table from React Bootstrap. After doing that, the error is gone and our headers, school year, status and action are in place. Next, in the t-body, let's create 3 rows. Each row will have 3 columns as per the design and for now we'll just use some dummy text. I'll copy the first row and quickly update the text for the other 2. Looks good. Now let's style our table a bit. We'll add strip and border to the table component. Also, to make it look cleaner, let's reduce the weight to 50% and center it using margin 0 auto. For the action column, let's add an edit icon. For that we need to install React icon. So give the command npm install React icons. We don't need this React logo, so let's remove it. And import the edit icon. Import something from React icons, MD edit. And replace the text edit in the last column with MD edit. Let's do the same thing for other two rows. Now our table looks good, but right now it is a static table with hard-coded rows. If we ever want to add or remove rows, we will need to manually update the code, which is not efficient. So now our next step is to move to a dynamic table and create an array called table data. This will hold our data with year and status. We'll use this array to dynamically render our rows in the next step. Now, let's remove the static table code. It got disappeared from the UI as well. Instead of hard coding rows, we will use the map method to loop over our table data array and generate rows dynamically. Inside tbody, we'll map through each item. So, table data.map data, add a function, and inside tr for the first column will display the year using curly braces data.year. In the second column will display the status using curly braces data.status, and in the third column will give the edit icon. That's it. We now have a dynamic table in just a few lines of code compared to the many lines we wrote earlier for the static version. Next, let's switch over to our preview project. We'll work on improving the status column by turning it into a button. The button will be blue if the status is active and gray if it is inactive. Let's implement that now. Let's wrap the status inside the button component. Variant is equals to, we will apply conditional rendering here. If data.status triple equals to active, then the button will have primary, that is blue color. Otherwise it will have the secondary, that is gray color. Let's check in the browser. Oh, we got an error. If we inspect, it says each child in a list should have a unique key prop. This happens because React needs a unique key for every row in a list. For now, let's just use the index provided by map. Key is equals to index. Now if we refresh, that error is gone. But there's still another issue. I think the error is actually coming from a wrong import. If you look closely, we imported table from React Bootstrap but not for the button. So let's fix that. Import button from React Bootstrap. Now the page loads fine and the buttons are correctly colored according to the status. Next, let's check the preview project again. The next step is when we click on the edit icon, we want to open a pop-up. But before that, let's change the color of the icon to blue color. Style is equals to color blue, cursor pointer. Now let's move on to creating the model pop-up. First we'll use the useState hook to create a state variable called so and a function setSo to update it. We'll initialize so with false, so by default the model will be hidden. Next, let's add an onClick event to the edit icon. onClick is equals to arrow function. Call function handle so. Now let's define handle so at the top. Const handle so is equals to arrow function. We'll call the set so function and update the state to true. This will open the model. Now we will be creating the model component. The import is taking the wrong path. Make sure you are importing the model from React Bootstrap. In the model, use so prop and pass in the so state variable. Inside the model, we'll add model.header. With a text edit, then model.body. I'll just put some dummy text for now, then model.footer, which will have two buttons, update and cancel. Inside update button, variant is equals to primary. And for cancel, variant is equals to secondary. Let's check in the browser. Oops, the model isn't showing yet. That's because we weren't actually calling the function. Let's fix that quickly. And the model pop-up is working fine. Finally, let's add a close icon inside the model header. Include close button prop on the model header. Next, let's work on closing the pop-up when the user clicks either the close icon or the cancel button. We'll define a new function, handle close. Const handle close is equals to arrow function. Then inside this, call the set so function and update the state to false. Now let's connect it. For the cancel button, we'll give onClick is equals to handle close. OnHide is equals to same handle close function. Let's check in the browser. Works perfectly. Now comes the final part of this tutorial, that is displaying the details of the selected row inside the model. For that, we'll create another state variable, const selected row, and the function set selected row is equals to useState. We'll initialize it as an empty object. Next, we'll need to pass the row data when clicking the edit icon. So earlier we only had this and it was just for opening the pop-up. Now we need to update it for sending the clicked row data into handle so. We need to update the handle so function as well. Call set selected row function and store the data here. Finally, inside the model body, we'll display the row details. So, give p tag. Inside that, give strong tag. And the text, school year. And to display the year within curly braces, we'll give selected row dot year. Create another p tag. Inside it, strong tag and the text status. And for displaying the status within curly braces, we'll give selected row dot status. Save the file and let's check in the browser. We can now see the selected rows details inside the model pop-up. And that's it. With this, we have completed this tutorial. I hope this was helpful. If you liked it, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to Frontend Pathsala for more React tutorials. Thank you for watching. Bye.